this is going to be a car-related podcast for any of you guys, so we apologize if you're not car people, but it's got a positive message, so just stick with us till the end, or fast forward. I've had my car for 10 years now, since 2009, and that's a long time, man. How many cars have you had in your life?
Oh, a bunch, like four or five?
Yeah, I've only had one. And it's getting to the end of the line. We're starting to have, a lot of problems with it. Notably, last week, it died on me, which was a scary thing, by the way. So, for anyone listening, if you have check engine lights on, or if you have brake lights or anything, please go get those looked at. Like, I know it's a pain in the butt, and you're like, the car's driving great, but you don't want to wait till the last minute till you really screw something up. So I would highly recommend, because that's what I did. I waited till the last minute. I kept seeing it. Car was running fine, and then just that night, that was it. And it is terrifying when your car stops and the lights, like, first what happened was I was driving on the street and my headlights shut off. So my headlights shut off, and then my dashboard shut off, where you can see, like, speed, and it's lit up so you can see.
Yeah.
That all shut off, so I couldn't see how fast I was going. I couldn't see anything. And it was like, okay, I'm on a major street. There's cars around me. Like, something just isn't right. And anytime I would start to brake, my car was, like, jolting. Like, really, really, really bad. So which you should do is pull off to the side of the road, which I did. And luckily, I wasn't too far from where my parents' house was, and I started to. And luckily, there's a through street through some homes. I didn't have to be on the main street, so I tried to get through those, and didn't make it. But long story short, car's in the shop, slew of things that need repair: alternator, brakes, tires, anything else they find. Knock on wood, right?
Yeah,
it's in there right now. But it's a little sad, when you've driven that for so long, and it's almost like a person a little bit.
Yeah, it becomes a part of you.
It's like your family member that you've, like, it reminds me almost like of my grandpa. Normal, and then as you got older, you can see the deterioration, and that's what you're seeing with the car. So it's like, man, I think the days are numbered a little bit here.
Yeah. Shout out to Mitsubishi though for making cars that last a long time.
Yeah. They are not the most beautiful, or, the interiors aren't, amazing by any means, but Japanese know how to make cars.
They do.
And it's been a great... And that car, I've had my Mitsubishi for 10 years, but we got the car in 2003. So it's actually 16 years.
Whoo, dang.
About to be 17 years old. And the car that I'm driving was the same car that my mom drove while we lived in Hawaii. So that thing's been on freight across the Pacific Ocean. Damn. And I've carried it on. So it's like that thing's been through so much. It's driven all around Hawaii, when we live there. So it's been around the block, so to say. But yeah, it's just, I guess it's a little tough. Not only, seeing the car, kind of deteriorating and know that it doesn't have that much longer, but the costs associated with that. And it's like, do you want to throw all this money into the car?
Especially when you know that in about a year from now, like roughly the next car you want.
Which leads in, great segue. It leads into the next car, the Tesla.
The Tesla.
Model Y to be specific. It's not slated for production until 2021. Or no. It's not slated for, what is that called when you can actually buy it or drive it? It's not production, but it's...
Arrival?
Yeah, like just you can actually go buy the car.
Yeah.
Fall or spring 2021. So we got a little while, and then knowing those, push that out by probably 6 months. There's going to be a bunch of orders, all that type of stuff.
So looking maybe more like summer or fall 2021 is when you would...
Yeah, or winter, something like that. So it could be 2 years. It could be a year and a half. It could be 2.
Wow.
So maybe, putting this money in is, worth it, but when you're not making a bunch of money, these things...
They add up.
They add up, and I know, I'm not alone. I know people struggle with this, and these are things that you kind of have to prioritize. And what sucks is, I mean, none of this ever happens at the most opportune time, but I just bought all the stuff for the channel, the tech, trying to pay that off, and then boom, the car thing hits, and it's like, ooh.
The timing could have been
really in a ditch, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the bright side, we're in good health, we're in a great location. I've got nothing to complain about, but
this will just be a little bump in the road we'll have to get through, and at the end of it, we'll get through it, and we'll be hopefully laughing about this in a few months' time, dog. We'll be in a different place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm scheduled to get the car back tomorrow afternoon. So hoping everything's A-okay. And our mechanic, Henry, is an awesome guy. We trust him. He's amazing. He's worked on all of our family's cars. So I think that helps too when you trust your mechanic. When you know you can take it to somebody and they're not going to rip you off and they're not going to do a crappy job. So that's how the peace of mind there is good, but it's a little bit of a low point, I would say. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do when I actually get a new car. I'm going to be so excited for the new car, but I'm going to be so sad to leave the old one. I'm not sure what I'm even going to do. I'm going to cry for sure.
Yeah. It'll be like the end of one chapter and really the beginning of another.
Literally, yeah.
Another chapter.
I mean, that car has grown up since I was in SoCal, Hawaii, high school, college, academy, paramedic school. You know what I mean? Like, it's been through all of those things. It's been, one of those constants. So it's gonna be interesting not having it, man. Or it's gonna be weird for you or people that know me and know that that's I always have the same car. I got the sticker. You know whose car it is. And then to show up in something new, it's going to be like, Jesus, Josh, is like, it's weird to see you in a different car. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you had what were you starting to say, Ryan, before we started this? You had...
Oh, yeah, kind of like...
metaphor?
Yeah, it's kind of like the death of one part of you, but the birth of a brand new part. So it's like...
And my car was black, too, so it's...
Yeah. Yeah, because I read Elon, I think he tweeted this the other day that Mercedes, they're officially, I believe, next year they're going to end like the study of combustible engines. So a lot of their cars will not be researched on and built upon combustible engines anymore. They'll be based on like computer systems, like with what Tesla's built on.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mercedes has a really nice electric midsize SUV, dude.
They do, yeah. They're on the forefront too of that. So really nice. They see where the future's going. Porsche also, they see, electric vehicles will be the future, so...
Lexus has got a slew of great electric vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. So, these car companies now, they see where things are going, and I think when you get this Tesla, this will be like, you'll be jumping into the new age, literally, with, futuristic EVs and just letting go of kind of this old, technology of the past with putting gasoline in your car, having to bow down to the oil kingpins and all that kind of thing. So
I told you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a picture with my Tesla, and then I'm going to send it to all the companies and just say, thanks for the gas memories.
Duh.
Or just, I'm not going to do something snidey, but I'll just be like, thanks for everything. I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
There's a new car on the block or something like that.
I've seen some Tesla owners with like some really cool like license plates. They'll be like
no gas or something.
Yeah, no gas or...
enjoy the pump or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
See, I want to do that. I just don't want to pay extra on my registration every year for that.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Unless it's like really good, then okay, but probably not. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. But everybody can relate to car stories like that because...
Did I ever tell you this one? It was back when I had the Jetta, my very first car. I used to drive a silver Jetta that had like a transmission problem, and it would buck around from like first to second gear. And I was in the middle of Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard during like the daytime. It was like traffic, and I was going to Amoeba, and like, oh yeah, it was like one of the first times, and I was at a stoplight. And that car, towards the end of its life, it actually just stopped at the stoplight and didn't turn on again.
So that's what mine did. My car was still in drive. And it was like, I couldn't even take the key out until I like shifted it into park. It was crazy.
And you don't even expect it. You're just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like
No warning signs. Like the car, you know, when you started your car, it was perfect, and then all of a sudden, at some point, it's just like, oh, that's it.
like pew.
Jeez. And then what happened?
Yeah, so people, it was like a bunch of traffic behind me.
Honking?
Yeah, honking and stuff, and I had to put my hazards on. And then I just put it in neutral, and we just try to, like, you know, push it to the side as much as we could.
Anybody get out and help?
No.
Jeez, really? On Hollywood Boulevard, nobody helped?
No.
Wow.
They're too in a rush to get to wherever they were going, so.
If they would have helped, they would have got to where they needed to go quicker.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was probably one of my worst.
That's why I said I was so lucky. That's what, like, if you think something's wrong with your car, try and pull off of a main street. Get onto a side street where it's less traffic, where you're not going to be, if you can. Or if you just think something's wrong, don't continue, you know. Otherwise, you're going to end up in one of those situations.
And ever since that crazy time with that, I was just like, no more used junky cars, and that's when I started getting into the whole leasing thing. With my Cruze right after that.
Chevy Cruze.
Cruze.
Did you ever have any problems with that?
Never. No, I saw
Okay, so
solid car. Really solid car.
Oof, no, it wasn't, man. It was just a throw-up mobile, man. It was just so claustrophobic in there. As somebody coming from an SUV, it was just oof.
Yeah, it was pretty squished up.
Yeah, that thing was. But
and when I hit the brake too, you would feel it. You're just like.
It just oof. I'm glad it worked out for you, but I'm glad that thing's gone.
Yeah.
But okay, well, do you want to get into the next? Because the next one is a big. Your next lease.
Oh.
The J.
Yeah.
Or is that a?
That was a whole nother thing. Yeah. So I had leased a brand new Jaguar XE. Literally just came off the boat from England, 2017 model, and it was. I was so stoked. It was a beautiful car, and
Interior was beautiful.
And everything about it was great. And literally within like a few days after I took it off the lot, it was the engine had like the sound like a gunshot was going off in there, and the power. Something with the turbos, I think
yeah, because you were driving it like it was a plane, dude. That's why probably.
Yeah. I always had it in sport mode, so, you know, I would take the turns, the corners at 60 miles an hour, all that good stuff. But, yeah, no, it gave me nothing but problems the whole time I leased it for like, I want to say a year and a half. And
do you know how many times roughly you had to take it in?
Oh, gosh, at least 8 to 10 times.
A brand new car off the boat, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and then one of the last memories I had was I was at the district by Target. It's coming out and it hit the ignition, and just black smoke straight out the tailpipe.
That's crazy.
Blowing out, and I'm just like, yep, this
that's
car.
It, yep.
That's not going anywhere.
Jeez.
Had to tow it back to the.
Really unfortunate, man, because Ryan and I have talked about this a bunch, and if you know cars, maybe you know this. Jaguar makes beautiful cars. Their entire lineup, amazing. Interior, exterior, the whole 9 yards. They're just not reliable. No offense. They're just not. We've got a slew of people that we know that have had them and just nothing but bad things. Which is unfortunate, but especially for a brand new car.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just... that was a major letdown, but... At least I was able to lemon it off, go through the whole lemon law process of California, which is a pain in the butt. But I just made sure I had to get off my hands. It was too much of a headache, and I had a chat, like a text log with my service agent that was like 10 pages long.
But it was literally like, and this isn't a shot at them, but it was just. I remember Ryan showing me, and it was like walls of text from Ryan being very polite and like, hey. This is the situation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the response would be like, thank you, got it, or call this number. I mean, that was it. Like, that's not customer service, man. Or like, they didn't treat you very well when you went in. And maybe it was because you were younger, but yeah, that's just not, it's not how you do business, Jaguar. No offense, but.
They were always busy too with other cars that needed like you know, needed work, and it's like, okay, well, that's very telling of you guys that you constantly have these cars that need service because they're breaking down and
faulty things.
Yeah, faulty things, and no. After that, it was just a very bad experience with them.
So is Jaguar 100% written off, or are you like not for the foreseeable future? Maybe.
Not for the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Maybe, you know, in a few years down the road, if they revamp some things and hire some new people, you know, make sure the company is really just changed a new leaf, I think I would, you know, reconsider. But at this point, no way.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either. Not with everything you went through.
you saw firsthand, though. You're just like, couldn't believe it.
It almost didn't seem true. It was like, how is this possible? I know this dude's out with a chick. He keeps telling me his car's breaking down, my ass, he's at the shop. Yeah, right. And then you finally showed me, and it was like, oh, okay, all right.
And then I kept coming in different rental cars, too.
Did you feel that?
No.
Well, that was weird. The ground shook for a second. That was crazy.
Might be an earthquake.
Sorry, want to go ahead?
And I kept showing up in different rental cars. Like, you're just like, what the heck is
going on, Ryan?
I think you thought I got the Range Rover. You're just like,
yeah, you got a Range Rover. You came in your mom's car. You came in the same Jaguar, just white.
Yeah.
That was a rental. What else did you rent? You had something else, like a Lincoln or something. It was a sedan.
I think a Charger too at one point.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, if you like all that stuff, if you like driving leases, or if you like driving rental cars, then get a Jag. But otherwise, I think it's a good analogy. The kind of closing of an era, because it literally is.
End of an era, man.
It literally is for my car. It's crazy to think. Like, longer than any relationship, longer than anything. Not longer than I've known you, though, so take, you know.
Second longest relationship was with the car there.
Yep. Which sounds weird when you say it like that. Like, I didn't name it or anything. Do you think... Remember when you kept saying you were seeing crows and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that was for my car? Or do you still think that there's something... Because you're superstitious. I'm not. Yeah. But do you think that, like, hey, what happened, it's happened? Or are you still like, I'm still watching for the crows?
No, maybe that's a good point. I didn't even consider that. But maybe the death of the car was something that these crows were following us about. You know, they were just kind of...
So, no, tell the listeners what you were tripping out about.
Yeah, I just been seeing crows for many days, like, flying around and seemed to be following for a bit. And I'm just like, oh, what does this mean? And...
did you see a bunch of cars too, or
no?
Inhalers?
No, but then I just happened to tell Josh. I thought it was a joke or something. It was pretty funny, but
I mean, it kind of came. I mean, something kind of.
But
it happened to me.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be to you, man. Crows were following me around.
But maybe the car. It was like, you know, letting us know that, hey, this car has had its time and it's about to go pretty soon. So. Maybe just food for thought. You know, we're not very we're gonna read the clouds and the tea leaves and all that stuff.
Right, he does that every morning, dude. In the bathtub.
But that was very interesting. Yeah, the crows were.
Because I thought about it like last night when I had to get the car, you know, towed to the shop, and I was like, freaking Ryan, man. I bet you he's laughing his ass off in bed like, I knew those crows weren't for me, man. They were for Josh. I'm good. I was like, son of a bitch, man. Black crows, black car, my car died. And we looked it up, too. And wasn't crows an omen of death or something like that, too?
That's right, yeah.
Nah, come on, crows. Keep following this dude around.
Also a source of mysticism and, you know, the other world magic and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, so just, any of you guys that have gone through car troubles, you know, we're going through our own right now, but we'll come through stronger than ever and just kind of reflect on, you know, just all the trials and tribulations of it, but just know that sometimes your car does come to an end, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the end of a chapter, but eventually you can, if you do have it in your heart to say yes to a new car, that will bring you a lot more happiness and fun
It's like a
times to come.
relationship thing, like not even a car. Like just break up with that toxic relationship. No, I guess for mine, it's actually really like a blessing because I've had it for 10 years. I've had it for 10 years. The cars we've had it in the family for 16, and I've had it for 10. So if you think about it, we got our money's worth out of it.
You did.
So to put some back into it to make sure it's working good, I got no complaints. You had to lemon a freaking Jag.
Yeah.
If anybody should be upset, it should be you. And you're not, so that's, you just gotta stay positive and fix what needs to be done, or prioritize what needs to be fixed. Like maybe if you don't have enough to say, hey, I can't fix everything at once, but let me, start, kind of piece by piece. Get the necessities.
Yeah, and I just take it as a learning experience. Like, this is, if your car comes to an end, these are the things, the repairs you need to make, this is how much it'll cost. Or if you decide to just, let it have its day, then this is what you'll need for a down payment on a new car, if you lease or buy. So it's definitely a good learning experience there.
Although some people might say, like, that's the worst advice. Like, that's the last thing I want to hear right now when I'm struggling with money and you're telling me to learn. But, yeah, no, just stay positive. Maybe even look for, I've been seeing these things, it's crazy. It was a video of some girl and she was like, how are people making millions on Amazon? And it was a video about how people are buying these like really weird items, and they're buying like $3,000 worth of these items, and they're turning around and selling it for like quadruple.
Whoa.
And they're just making profit. They just keep they're buying like plastic forks or tortilla shells or bead necklaces, and then somebody comes in and is like, hey, I need 500 of those tonight, and they just buy out the whole supply.
Damn.
You can charge whatever you want, and so it's just an interesting. Maybe look into, if you don't have the money, maybe look into something like that, where you can, kind of get a little side hustle going, legal side hustle. Shoes, clothes. What's the Wish app that everyone's talking about, where you can sell clothes?
Oh yeah, that's right, the Wish app. I've heard about that before.
I mean, I've had to sell I sold my Nintendo 64, my PlayStation 2. Xbox 360. Dude, that's another podcast. When I had to sell my Xbox 360 with Ray to these guys in a warehouse.
Oh.
And they were like, hey man, we're working right now. We can't come in. I mean, we can do it later, but it was like, I thought they were going to kill us. Genuinely. It was really scary. They made us wait in the freezer area. And then they were like, alright, my boss is in here. You're going to go to this conference room, and you're going to go in the little closet area.
Oh my god.
And it was like, dude, these guys are gonna rob us, man. We've got all this all these games, all this stuff. It was really scary, man. And then Ray told the dude, he was like, hey, I'm gonna go out to the car. And I was like, Ray, if I genuinely don't come out in 10 minutes, call the cops. For real, it was crazy. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that story, let us know, and we can go over that one. But
that'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It was scary, man. Really scary. Warehouse dudes they freaked me out.
Sketchy dudes up in there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, let's like I said, we'll circle the wagon, stay positive.
Stay positive, guys, because even though today might suck, tomorrow is always a new day.
Yep.
You never know where the journey of life is going to take you, and just don't hang up the towel just yet, because a lot more better things are to come.
Definitely, I concur. Or you never know what's to come. You never know if it's a sign that, hey, you were meant to be out of this car and something bigger and better is coming, and you just never know.
Exactly.
But yeah, okay, guys.
We'll go ahead and sign off there,
Yeah,
but
leave it
hope you
there.
have a great weekend, and
We'll see you guys next Friday.
see you guys next time.